In previous videos, we have theorized that Morpheus, the captain of the Nebuchadnezzar, could be evil, that this character could be working for the machines to keep humanity in the shadows, and the Matrix 4 trailer may have confirmed this theory. Could it be that Morpheus was always a means of controlling the humans in the Matrix? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
To understand how Morpheus could be a villain in the new movie, we must recap several points that we have discussed on this channel. Let's begin with the dynamic between the Architect and the Oracle. The Oracle is one of the means of control to keep the 1% of humanity that has awakened from the Matrix under control. Veterans of this channel know about our multiple videos analyzing in depth the intentions of the Oracle. We made it clear that the Oracle has been working for the machines and controlled the dissidents for at least 6 Matrix cycles. The Oracle created the prophecy of the One. She knew that the supposed One was nothing more than an anomaly of the Matrix. She explained to Neo the Architect's purpose and her own.
That's his purpose, to balance the equation.
What's your purpose?
To unbalance it.
As we mentioned earlier, we believe that both programs work to perfect the Matrix. The Architect tries to perfect the equation, while the Oracle tries to find its flaws. It's a complementary relationship. Having two artificial intelligence competing to perfect an equation is known as the generative adversarial network, and it is a technique that is used today to perfect AI. We have an in-depth video discussing the purpose of the Oracle and the Architect. A link to the video will be in the description. Returning to the methods of control, for the Oracle's false religion to work, she needed a prophet, Morpheus, the blind follower who does not question her words and abandons his loved ones to fulfill the false prophecy.
It was a lie, Morpheus. The prophecy was a lie. The One was never meant to end anything. It was all another system of control.
Hoping to destroy the Matrix, Morpheus was ready to sacrifice himself because he had faith in the Oracle and her myths. The reality is that Morpheus was always a pawn of the Oracle. Whether or not the Oracle's motivations were benevolent towards humans, her manipulation of Morpheus is undeniable. He was the main piece to convey the prophecy of the One for the 6th anomaly. Now, the original Matrix movie script explained that Morpheus failed to find the One 5 times, causing the death of 5 individuals. This is one of the reasons why Cypher turned on him. When Morpheus discovered that the Oracle lied to him, his attitude towards her changed.
After everything that has happened, how can you expect me to believe you?
But if Morpheus was always fooled by the Oracle, how could he be a villain? Well, what if Morpheus is a program that is activated in each simulation to fulfill the role of the Liberator and thus keep the anomaly under control? When it was revealed in Matrix Reloaded that Neo wasn't the One, but the 6th, we wondered what became of his predecessors. The Architect explained that this would be the 6th time Zion will be destroyed, and that Neo's entire life has been controlled. This made us wonder that maybe the same circumstances were repeated in the previous simulations. The anomaly was released, he lived in Zion, and then he had to build a new Zion. For the city of Zion to function, its people must have their religious system and have faith that they will be saved. The religion that the Oracle gave to the inhabitants of Zion is the reason why they do not question how the machines will be destroyed, just that they will. We believe that the Oracle used the same fairy tale in each Matrix cycle, and she has always needed a prophet to spread her story before the anomaly appears. In a previous video, we mentioned the Matrix comic, Who Says You Can't Get Good Help These Days. This comic is about a man whom Morpheus thought was the One. Under the Oracle's instructions, Morpheus sent him to meet the Keymaker, who then directed him towards the Architect. This odd tale could have occurred in a simulation before Neo's, as Morpheus has not yet found the One, but knows of the Architect's existence, and the Keymaker is alive. Morpheus' appearance in this comic and in Matrix 4 could prove that he is a part of the system of control. In one of the Matrix 4 teasers, we saw a machine materializing what appears to be Morpheus. This could mean that Morpheus is created by the machines within the simulation. This is how his journey begins anew as a prophet and his search for the new anomaly, as the same events are repeated. He is not the same Morpheus from the original trilogy. If this theory is true, then in each simulation Morpheus will look a little different because the Architect is changing and perfecting the Matrix. If Morpheus is a program that fulfills the role of a prophet, this would explain why his shell has changed and why he seems surprised when he looks in the mirror. It's as if Matrix 4 will show us Morpheus' origin story, not of the Morpheus from the original movies, but the Morpheus from Matrix Resurrections. Morpheus from the previous trilogy thought that he was a leader of the Red Pills without knowing that he was a program helping to stabilize the Matrix. Now, the fact that Morpheus is the Oracle's pawn does not justify that he is a villain, but two clues point to this being the case. The first is his clothing. In some parts of the teasers, we see the young Morpheus dressed similar to the old Morpheus, but in others, he is dressed like an agent. Perhaps this is the film's way of telling us that this time Morpheus plays both sides. But the part that makes us believe that Morpheus could be a villain is in his confrontation with Neo at the new dojo. It appears to be a conversation between a leader eager to release the savior as in the original movie, however something is different.
And why you will never give up. You don't know me. No?
When Neo fought Morpheus at the dojo in the Matrix, it was a friendly duel. One did not want to harm the other, but the atmosphere in the dojo in Matrix 4 is different. Whatever Morpheus says to Neo, it annoys him so much that Neo uses a new power that launches Morpheus in the air and destroys the dojo. This was not a friendly spar or training. This was an attack to cause harm. Perhaps here is when Neo realizes that this Morpheus is not who he claims to be. Maybe he discovers the danger that he poses. Everything indicates that Morpheus is the hidden villain of the film. He remains a pawn of the Matrix to keep the anomaly in check. But do you agree? Does the new version of Morpheus confirm that he has always been on the side of the machines? Will Neo be able to break the cycle by destroying Morpheus?
This is Zion! And we are not afraid!
For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.